Hey darlings, welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, your go-to space for truth, context and clapbacks when it comes to the Sussexes. Today we're diving into something truly rare, a moment of clarity from the Daily Mail of all places. Yes, you heard right. A male columnist has done what we thought was impossible, defended Prince Harry, while calling out King Charles and Prince William for being, well, cold, weak and downright petty. And honey, when even the tabloids are dragging the Windsors, you know something is rotten behind those palace gates. Let's get into it. His truth, raw and unflinching, has shaken the very foundations of the monarchy. The revelations, candid and often painful, have forced the institution to confront its own shortcomings and adapt to a new reality. The world watched as Harry and Meghan, hand in hand, bravely walked away from their royal roles. They chose love, they chose freedom. They chose to carve out a new life on their own terms, away from the constraints of royal expectations. They chose their own path, a path filled with uncertainty but also with the promise of a future built on their own values and aspirations. The question that hangs heavy in the air is this: can this family, fractured by hurt and mistrust, ever find its way back to unity? Efforts to mend the rift have been made, but the path to reconciliation is fraught with challenges and setbacks. Or will the silence, deafening and absolute, become an unbridgeable chasm between Prince Harry and the House of Windsor? Only time will tell if the bonds of family can withstand the pressures of modernity and the weight of tradition. Prince Harry's journey has been one of remarkable transformation, a journey that has captivated the world and sparked countless conversations. From the mischievous boy who captured hearts with his cheeky grin, a boy who seemed to embody the carefree spirit of youth, he has blossomed into a man of conviction, unafraid to speak his truth, a truth that has often been shrouded in the mystique of royalty. His experiences, both within the confines of the palace walls and beyond, have shaped his worldview and fueled his desire for change. These experiences have been a crucible, forging his character and his resolve. Harry's memoir, Spare, became a literary lightning rod, igniting a firestorm of controversy with its raw and honest portrayal of life within the royal family. It was a bold move, one that many saw as a declaration of independence. He held nothing back, detailing the pain, the frustration, and the suffocating pressure that came with his royal birthright. His words painted a vivid picture of a life that, while privileged, was also fraught with challenges. He spoke of the coldness he felt from his own family, the lack of support, and the constant scrutiny that followed his every move. The relentless media attention, the public's insatiable curiosity, and the expectations placed upon him were a heavy burden to bear. His voice, once muted by the constraints of royal protocol, now resonated with millions around the world. It was a voice that many had longed to hear, a voice that spoke to the universal human experience of seeking one's own path. People connected with his vulnerability, his honesty, and his courage to challenge the status quo. They saw in him a reflection of their own struggles, their own desires to break free from the chains of expectation. He became a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of finding one's voice and speaking one's truth no matter the cost. His journey inspired many to look within themselves and find the strength to speak out. But his truth, however liberating for him, came at a price. The cost of speaking out was not just personal, but also relational, affecting his ties with those he once held dear. The revelations in his book, the interviews, the Netflix documentary, they all served to widen the gulf between him and his family. Each revelation was a step further away from the life he once knew. The royals, masters of keeping calm and carrying on, met his outpouring of emotion with a wall of silence, a silence that spoke volumes. It was a silence that underscored the deep divide, a silence that perhaps said more than words ever could. Despite the challenges, Harry's journey is far from over. He continues to navigate the complexities of his new life, striving to make a difference and to live authentically. His story is a reminder that the pursuit of truth and self-discovery is a lifelong endeavour, one that requires courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to one's own path. Liz Jones, not exactly known for being Team Sussex, wrote a column titled Why Prince Harry is not to blame for his ongoing family feud with Charles and William. In it, she cuts through the royal PR fog and says what so many have tiptoed around for years, that Harry has been reaching out to his family, that he's made calls, sent messages, tried to reconnect. And for 14 months, crickets, nothing. No returned calls, no warm invites, not even a "how are the kids?" from the king or the heir. This silence isn't just cold, it's calculated. And even People magazine picked it up, highlighting Harry's failed attempts to reach his father and brother amidst his ongoing legal battles over personal security. Now, if Harry had been stonewalling them, the headlines would be relentless. But when the royal family does it, suddenly it's protecting the crown. Give me a break. What really stood out in Liz Jones's piece, and honestly it left scorch marks, was her portrayal of King Charles. She writes that Charles seems cold, a killjoy, and even calls him weak. And this isn't just a rogue opinion, it's a growing perception. He's the king now, yet somehow still unable to rise above pettiness and politics when it comes to his own son. A son who served in Afghanistan, a son who built the Invictus Games, a son who walked away not from duty but from toxicity. And instead of meeting that courage with maturity, Charles has let silence, ego and Camilla's influence do the talking. It's not a good look. Not for a monarch who's supposed to embody unity. Now here's where it gets really interesting. This column reveals a quiet truth the palace might not want us to know. The British media and the royal family are no longer in sync. For years they've been in lockstep, trading gossip for access, scandal for headlines. But now, the press knows that trashing Harry and Meghan only works for so long. Why? Because the public still cares. The Sussexes bring global attention. They bring glamour, heart, actual substance. And guess what? The press wants Harry and Meghan back in the UK, not because they've turned over a new leaf, but because they know it brings in views, clicks and dollars. Meanwhile, the Windsors are too stuck in envy and ego to see the bigger picture. One quote from Liz Jones hit especially hard. It would certainly be more fascinating, glamorous and fun than being drip-fed badly shot photos of Kate in a Baker Boy cap, talking to scouts on a windswept hillside. Yikes! That sound you hear? That's the sound of the royal PR machine clutching its pearls. Let's not lose sight of this, though. Prince Harry is still trying. Despite being smeared by the press, ignored by his family and dragged through the legal mud, he keeps reaching out. Not because he needs their approval, but because he's the bigger person. The father who wants his kids to know their roots. The son who still holds on to some sliver of hope that maybe, just maybe, the family he was born into can evolve. It's heartbreaking. And yet it's powerful because it shows that Harry has grown, that he's moved beyond the institution, that he values truth, healing and, yes, accountability. So, what do you think, darlings? Is King Charles truly weak for ignoring Harry's olive branches? Or is this all part of a palace plan to erase the one royal who dared to walk away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're tired of the lies, the spin and the royal games, hit that like button, subscribe and join us here at Meghan and Harry Tales. Because over here, we believe in truth, in love and in calling out the real villains, no matter what crown they wear. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious and stay on the right side of history.